Hello, everyone. Yolande Daniel here, your relationship style coach. Welcome to Straight Talk with Yo. That's me. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Started a couple minutes late, but it's all right. All right. So I hope everyone has been doing well today. You started off your week well. You accomplished your goals that you set out to do this day. And we are going to celebrate what we have accomplished today. It doesn't matter how small it was, we are going to celebrate that today. So let me hear a whoop whoop. Come on, let me hear you. Woo woo! You did that job today. You accomplished it. Type it in the chat. Woo woo! Okay. So, however you want to spell it. So, good job on accomplishing the things that you set out to do today, no matter what you did. If you worked, if you didn't work, if you took care of your kids, if you took care of your parents, if you took care of a loved one, if you called someone and encouraged them today, good job. Those things matter. It may not, sometimes we do things and it seems small to us, but it matters so much to someone else. So we should never take for granted the little acts of kindness that we perform, the little tasks that we do, because we never know how it impacted someone else. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something else. I know yesterday with a little motivation, helping you to realize that you are missing out on your life if you are still stuck in that transition room, right? So today we are going to talk about what does divorce cost you, or the costs of divorce, or the things that no one ever told you that was going to come with divorce. Because a lot of times we don't realize that divorce is a package deal. It never comes by itself. Okay? All right. Sometimes we think that, hey, yeah, I'm getting free from this relationship, but it might have been a good thing for you to be freed from an abusive situation, an oppressive situation, and you're thinking, I'm going to have my freedom and life is going to be great. But no one ever told you that divorce has friends. Okay. No one ever told us about the depression, the hopelessness, the lack of peace, the stress, all these things that comes along with divorce. That's, I call them divorce and friends. Okay. And so tonight, I'm just going to cover one part of that, which is depression, And, how many people do you know? How many women do you know have, gone through a divorce or a broken relationship and they are just depressed? They're just walking around, just kind of an empty shell, just existing, and just kind of stuck in that place. How many women do you know like that? Okay, I know I was one of them. I was existing, but I was depressed. And I remember that I would come home sometimes from school or work, and I'll just draw the shades because I just didn't want any light to come in. I didn't want anything to perk me up in any way. And I'll just lay there and I'll feel the weight of depression just ooze down on me. And I remember, hey, Evria, I remember feeling like, what? Is it really worth it to live this life? Now, mind you, I was free. If you heard my message yesterday, I had opportunity to be free. I was freed from abusive situation, but then that depression came in. It was like a heavy cloud, and it just descended like a fog on me. And that's how I would feel, and I would think, is it really worth it to live life? Maybe I should just give up. Maybe I shouldn't even bother. It's like, yeah, I know it is real. Yeah, it's real. I feel like, what's the point in living? It's like it felt like the worst thing that could ever happen to me, the worst outcome that I could have ever imagined happened. And I should have been happy, but I wasn't, because you know what? Something died in my life. A relationship died, right? And I was still walking around, and the other person was still walking around. So you had constant reminders, you know, and all my hopes and dreams of what that relationship could have been died also. And so I was just in this place. And I mean, for me, what my turning point from that place was, at the time I was in nursing school and I was taking psychiatric nursing. And that was the time they started to explain about depression and all these different things. And I had no clue what depression felt like. So I was going through this process and felt like I was in this deep hole, in this cloud, in this fog. And when they started to explain about it, I had an aha moment. I was like, that's what the issue is with me. I am depressed. And I had made a decision that, you know what, I was going to get me some help. I've been resisting at that up to that point. I was resisting help. I had a friend. He would say, "Hey, why don't you go and get some help?" And I'm like, I don't need no help. I can power through this. I can pray through this. I can do all these things through it." But it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So at that point, when I found that, oh, I'm experiencing depression, I decided. I went to my doctor and I said, "Hey, I told him what's happening to me, and I got some help." And for me, you decide what is best for you. For me, I temporarily took some medication for a short period of time because I needed a reset. I needed something to help me, transition from that space where my brain was locked into and I couldn't see my way out. I couldn't find my exit door out of that transition space. Okay? And so finally I was able to come out of that, and life got a whole lot better, and I was able, to be energized and to move forward with life. So, you know, that was how it happened for me. So tonight I want to talk about three things that depression steals from you, or what it effects that it has on you, that sometimes you may not even realize that it's happening. Okay? So, number one, depression makes you a homebody. Number two, it's a joy killer, and it zaps the life out of you. You have no zest for life. Okay? And so, number one, it makes you a homebody. And pretty much that's what it says. You're a homebody. All of a sudden, you're going through this thing, you're divorced, the relationship is over, and you're like, you know what? I don't feel like going nowhere. I don't feel like seeing anybody. I don't feel like talking to anybody. And I remember being in this space, being in that space where I just went to school and I came home. And I went to school and came home. And that's the world I oscillated in. Just school, home. Anytime someone said, "Oh, let's do this," I'm like, no, I don't really feel like doing that. So I'm normally an energetic person. I like to go out. I like to have fun. I like to do these things. And during that period of my life, there was nothing happening. I would just go into my home and I would close the doors and I would do my whole schoolwork, and I would just be in there, just processing and processing and processing. So if you're in this space and you have gone through this relationship that has ended, and you are not yourself anymore, you feel like, I just don't feel like doing nothing. I don't even feel like taking a shower. Let's be real. Okay? I don't feel like washing my hair. I don't feel like changing my clothes. I don't feel like talking to my friends. I don't feel like doing nothing. You just might be going through depression. Because sometimes it's hard for us to acknowledge that we are going through depression because it sounds like such a terrible thing and such a dark thing. And it's like, oh, no, I'm a perky person, especially if you're someone who is of faith. You believe that, hey, we know all the scriptures in the Bible that talk about joy and peace and happiness. And you don't want to portray that you are someone who is not that. And also you don't want to even think of yourself as being not that, because then you see that as being defeated, as being victoryless, as being, you know, just not in the right place where you're supposed to be. Okay. So I am not saying that you're not supposed to feel some form of depression, because you know what? We are human beings and life does happen and we were made with emotions. But if you were in that space for a long period of time and it's actually affecting your everyday life for months, for weeks, months, and even years, that you in that place where you went through this space, and instead of going through the process and transitioning out of that place and to embracing your new life, you're still stuck in that place, in that room of the clouds coming in, the dark clouds and the fog and the why me and the, and the only word coming to my head is pull me one, because it's a word we use in my culture. Poor me. Poor me. Why is this happening to me? Why did I have to go through this? If these are the questions, why, and how come, and it should not have been this way, and that is not how it should have ended, and you keep on going over these thoughts and thoughts again, and you might be experiencing depression, and you need to find a way to get out of that space. So if you need to find, yes, exactly, it's not healthy, and so you need to find a way to escape from that. If you need to go to find a mental help, you need to find a book, you need to find something, because you know what, the thoughts are real, the depression is real, the thoughts of suicide are real, because I have been there, and I never would have thought that I would have been a person who would even have those type of thoughts, but I did. And thank God I never reached to the point of even trying to act on it, but the fact that I would have them and it was on an everyday basis, that was not safe. It was not safe for me. And then being isolated from everyone else compounds the situation. Okay? So if you're in that space, it's not healthy, it's not safe, and you need to seek help. Okay? Because you want to transition from that space into a healthy space, into the next chapter of your life, right? So, thank you, Evria. And let's put in, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And so, number 2, depression steals your joy. So, it's a joy killer. And it's only natural that if you are not even feeling like brushing your teeth or taking a shower, that you don't have any joy, right? You can't enjoy life because all you focused on is what you lost, what didn't happen, what could have happened, what should have happened, and you're just focusing on everything in the past. And why the constant whys, and why this and why that, and why did I make that mistake, and why didn't he do it this differently, and why didn't people tell me the truth? Okay, because I knew I went through that when after my divorce, and people started coming and telling me, it's like, oh, well, I did see that in him, and I did, and I'm like, so why y'all didn't tell me? But I understand, this is life, and these are things, and it's uncomfortable for people to approach you and say certain things. So I understand that now. But then I was just like, how can everyone see this and no one ever came and told me? And I was such a fool for not seeing these things. And oh my gosh. So all these thoughts and going over and over and over again, all these thoughts it sucks your joy. So you cannot enjoy life. And everywhere you go, you suck the joy out of this space. And people see and they want to love on you and they want to help you heal, but your mind is so fogged up and clouded that you can't even allow people to love on you, and so you end up becoming a cloud in the space, you know? And if that is happening to you, then it's not healthy, it's not safe. And again, there is a space for that, there's a time period for that, but then there is a time to transition out. There's a time to move on. And if you're still stuck there, weeks, months, years, then you need some help. Okay? And so, as a result of you having no joy, no form of happiness, you have no zest for life. You have no passion for life. I remember I was just existing every day. It was just like, okay, I gotta go to school because you know what, I paid for this, so I'm committed to that. And actually, that was the only thing that kept me moving forward every day. Otherwise, I think I would have just been locked up in this room all day long. So thank God for school, because it was the thing that kept me going, kept me moving forward, with life and taking the shower and eating, because I think I lost like at least 20 pounds, after my divorce. And because I just didn't have any desire to eat. I had no desire for nothing. I didn't have any desire for what the future could have held for me, you know. So if you all you see when you look to the future is just death or no hope or no joy, no peace, no nothing, it's like my life is over. The things that you used to enjoy, you don't even want to do it anymore. And I know that happened for me. I didn't enjoy doing anything anymore. All the things that I love to do, sew and cook, and I had no passion for it. It took years for me to get back the passion to cook. I'm just being honest, you know. So if you're in a place where it's like, I just don't like doing the things that I used to do anymore. The things that brought you joy before that, the things that you look forward to doing, the things that brought you happiness. And now you just don't even want to see it anymore, then you might be in a place of depression. And it's not healthy. And you need to get some help. And, you know, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight that you're going to get over this. It's a process. I mean, it took about 2 years for me to realize I was depressed. At least 2 years. I was doing prerequisites in nursing school for nursing school when I got divorced, and I was in the middle of nursing school when I realized I was depressed. So don't let one more day go by with you not realizing that you are in the midst of depression, that this thing is stealing your life. You have been given a second chance, and it may not feel that way right now, but you actually have. You have a second chance. And so type in, I have a second chance. I have a second chance at life. And it's time to allow those clouds to be blown away from your life, from your head, from your soul. Allow it to be blown away and to see the sun that is in front of you right now, and see the hope and the new opportunities. But you are not going to experience them until you have dealt with the depression. You are not going to deal with it. You are going to be stuck in this place for a very long time, and maybe even for the rest of your life, if you don't do anything about it. You got to take that step forward. Okay? So put in, take a step forward. Got to type that in. Take a step forward. Speak it out loud. I will take a step forward. I'm going to brush away the clouds. So I'm going to brush away the fog. I'm going to brush away the clouds. And I'm going to step into the light. Okay? And take in the sunshine of life, of a new day, of a new opportunity to live the life that you truly, truly want, the life that you desired, the life that you hoped that you would have had before. You're gonna have to rearrange it a little bit, but you can't have the life that you desired. right? So I implore you, take that step. Don't live one more day without any joy, without any passion for life, without just being free to be you. Yes, it was a bad thing that happened. It was not what you wanted, but you know what? It happened, and it's time to move on. Okay? So, with that, I want to say that I have a free gift for you today. You know, you can go to yofreegift.com, and I think it's also on my page. That's YO freegift.com. And you can get it. You can fill out the form, and it's 5 steps to overcoming depression. All right. And I really hope for you that you take that step forward into your new life and embrace it and enjoy it. Okay? Because I'll tell you the truth is, I never thought going through those days of depression, those weeks, months, and years of that weight being on me, I never thought that one day I would have come out and that almost 10 years later, I would have the life that I have today, and I would have the joy and the zest for life and the passion and the peace and happiness and all these things that I would have never even imagined was possible, those all those years ago. So this first step is, if you want this, you gotta step out of that place of depression, step out of that room of depression, and step into your new life. Okay? So I just want to thank everyone for coming on tonight on this live and viewing. I appreciate all of your support. Okay, so don't forget to get your free gift. Go to yourfreegift.com and have a blessed night. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 for Straight Talk with Yo. Bye.